Is there supposed to be like swishing? Swish, swish.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is our little spot on the web we call Drastic Art Measures. And thanks so much for joining us today. And I'm John, and over there, right across the room, the
Jackie.
wonderful Jackie.
You know what?
What?
I forgot my headphones and they're in Jack's room.
Oh, do you want to go grab them?
Yeah, I'll go grab them. Let me share this to a watch party really fast.
Okay.
While you talk to the crowd.
Well, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this. And this is going to be a fun one. We get asked every so often about how we make videos and streams and stuff. And I always find it a little funny because we're not like that professional with it or anything. So it's something that we do, and we I do workshops in person, and then we started doing them online a little bit, and then sharing here and there, and we had to get equipment for that, and we thought, oh, it's a good thing, so we started adding to that. But this is something I think that's really important for a lot of people, especially right now, because people are starting to have to stay home more, obviously. What is that? Stay at residency?
Shelter in place. Residence? We do this every week.
Shelter in place. Shelter in place. Oh gosh. We ought to just make this a running bit, except that I can never remember, so I don't know how much of a bit that would be. But yeah. So but a lot of people are starting to work from home, and they're in their video conferencing, and they're working for a business, and and they want their video to look nice and sound nice, and a lot of teachers are starting to teach from home. And the really great thing about this is that if you can get like your video and your audio and all that good, if you can at least know, even better than ours, I mean, then the world's your oyster, really. I mean, like if you're a teacher, you can teach at the school that you teach at, but then you can also teach virtually in schools all over the world. I mean, it's really cool. And if you're an artist, there's lots and lots of different opportunities and things for you to do. And so we wanted to kind of go over today a little bit about how we do it, share our setup, and all the little pitfalls and things that we've had. So maybe you can learn a little bit from our mistakes and not have those. But one of the big things, though, I wanted to talk about was how to do this on a budget, though, because you don't have to spend a ton of money. I mean, I hear stories about people that went out and got a camera, and they spent like $2,500 on a camera, and they spent $1,500 on a soundboard and all these different things, and they're just making videos are going to go on somebody's phone, and it's just it's like, golly, I don't know, it's a little crazy. But so we just wanted to go over the particulars of that, and I'm going to finish this painting behind me, and then I have another painting that I want to show you that I just finished like maybe an hour ago, but it's a hummingbird one. So I want to thank everybody that helped me along with that and gave me ideas for it. That was really cool. Were you able to find your headphones?
Yes, I got my headphones, and everything. The sound is good.
Is it? Sound is the hardest thing, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But one of the things, like we want to talk, we've got so many, I don't know, emails or messages or comments on streams for people asking before, like how do you do it, and I never really thought about making a video or streaming about it, because I don't know, it just didn't seem to be that relevant in a way. But right now, so many people are needing to do this that maybe it's more relevant than ever, and there's ways to make yourself sound extremely professional, and by that I just mean like your audio quality and your video quality. I mean, your ideas, you're gonna have to come up with your own, so yeah. There.
Well, I should say really fast, we have some people. Ron joined us. He says, hey guys, Ron. You still have the welcome screen up.
Oh. Is that bad?
Karen
that way we don't forget what we're supposed to talk about.
There you go. Karen Teeter is waving.
Oh, what?
Hey. So, all right. So you're going to talk about all the crazy equipment we use.
We are. We're going to talk about all that and how to do it on a budget. And because it's incredible, though. I mean, I think people started moving towards doing videos and stuff, I remember back when video conferencing was a thing, and it was a big thing. If a business had it, they had like a camera in their boardroom, and people were like, "Ooh, they must be hoity-toity or something. I mean, like it was really fancy, you know. And now it's you know, and it was still kind of like, well, it was kind of normal. But if somebody was phoning in or video conversing in, it's still not. It wasn't the norm. And I think in just the last few months, like it's suddenly shifted a whole lot of businesses and perception of it all around the world. And this is a really great time, like to get your video and your audio up to, you know, to snuff, really. I mean, because all these people are going to be trying to do this sort of thing, you know, like, you know, when you're teaching, when you're giving a lecture, you're going to be competing with a lot more people that are trying to do it. And if you sound good and if your video's good, then it's just going to put you above all that, I think.
I'm just waiting for the time where we're all like, our heads are on little iPads and sticks and robot, like a little rolling robot runs through.
Man, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah. The halls of a workplace, and
yeah,
we can just stay in our pajamas, which is funny because it reminds me, this week there was a reporter on Good Morning America that just wore his he was caught wearing no pants because the camera, like he was probably wearing shorts or something, but he was wearing a suit, you know, delivering whatever segment he was supposed to deliver, but he didn't realize the camera caught his legs too. So.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty funny.
What was it? There was some. Oh yeah, there was like it was a baking show that we watched, and one of the guys, like, he wore shorts and stuff, like he had a suit top and a tie and everything, I think. And then it was one of the judges, and then he got up, like he went over to talk, and they were like, "Oh, they're gonna see your shorts." And he was wearing shorts underneath because, you know, he was just.
Yeah, we were watching Nailed It. And I think
was it Nailed It?
I think it was Nailed It.
I don't know. It wasn't Nailed It. It was the one where no, it wasn't Nailed It though. But it was a good one. No, because Nailed It, like that woman wasn't on it. That's all brass and stuff. Okay. But it was a guy, and
I don't remember.
He was a big guy. I don't remember, but yeah, that's funny.
Well, Ron Captain asked, when are you putting out your own Bob Ross series of videos?
Oh.
I mean, you got the equipment, you should. The problem is that you'd be working on the same painting for 2 weeks on the video, but.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the problem is I don't have the fro to pull it off.
Well. You don't have a fro.
This is
true. But you got your own style. You got the sunglasses.
Hey, that's true.
I mean, that's your shtick, so.
All I've got is my painting and my sweet, sweet style. And maybe I don't even have the style. But
no, you got style. You got style.
Nice. All right. Well, man, that would be really cool. You know, it's funny because we've been contacted by a few places just like in the last week or two, like a couple places, something about doing some videos and stuff for them, like to doing painting videos, and it's for groups and stuff. So it would be really great. You know what I really like to do, you know, and it's so cool that Ron brings that up, because we're trying to do this on Patreon, and it'd be great to do that over there. And actually, let me pull this right up, because I want to thank Ron and all of our Patreon supporters for making it, you know, so we do these videos and all this, and we're trying to make them better and better. And one of the big reasons that we went over to Patreon is because we want to do these workshops. Like my workshops in real life, in the non-virtual world, they're free. Like I'm a speaker. I get paid to go and speak, and, you know, I give keynotes, I do talks and all this. I do art shows. I work with museums. We do docent training. You know, we do all these different things. But my workshops, I never charge for them unless we're raising money for a charity or something. And one of the things that we thought when we opened the Patreon account was that we might get some people over there and they all want to do workshops, and we might want to do these fun things online. And
that's been a bit hard to get off the ground, because you know your audience is really diverse. So, you know, like, for example, I think with Bob Ross, a lot of people just liked watching him paint. They didn't necessarily want to get a canvas and paint with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you kind of have to feel out your crowd and see, you know, am I going to actually get a crowd that wants to have a little paint and sip style thing, or are we just doing videos where people watch, you know? So navigating that, you know, if you're an artist out there, navigating that with all the different socials and Patreon has been a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, it is, you know, and it's it's a hard thing, but I wonder, and we were just approved for monetization on Facebook, which doesn't really mean anything on the surface because we're not like Coca-Cola or like anything like that. I mean, we have a few people that get on our streams, they watch our streams, and we appreciate, and that's it's like our friends and family kind of thing, and we love that. That's why we're on here, and so we don't have like these tens of thousands of people that are on there, like they would click on an ad and all that kind of stuff, like, but that wasn't kind of the thing. I got a little excited because we were just approved for that, because there's a chance that Facebook can invite you to do a subscription thing, which made me think that maybe we could do like a workshop sort of thing where, like it's like a nominal kind of fee, but you get people that are in there that just really want to do a painting. So you get a bunch of people together, kind of how we were, thinking about the Patreon and different things.
Yeah.
So, so things like that, it would be really cool.
Well, Christy Almond joined us and says, "Hey guys."
Hey.
Christy is a fellow artist and is feeling the struggle with not being able to do festivals and shows and stuff like that. So, feel ya.
Who joined?
Christy.
Oh, great. Oh, good. Thank you. Well, yeah, I know, man.
It's
I'm
hard.
so sorry, Christy.
Well, this is kind of.
Christy has really interesting work. I just wanted to say there. It's really great. Like it's I don't know. There's so many great artists that are feeling.
Yeah, she does these. She's a photographer, and she does these sort of ethereal, spooky, almost voodoo feeling photographs, and they change with what series she's working on, but they're on like metallic, paper, and they're just really, really cool.
It is really cool. It's always fun to be at a show where Chrissy's at, because you always hear a lot of people over at her space. They're all, or they'll come by and they're like, her work is so amazing. You're like, oh yeah, whatever. What about my work? What about me? Let's talk about me for a while.
Well, Ron chimed in and said a time lapse with teaching, pausing or like narrating a time lapse painting for lessons might be kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
So that's a good idea. If you painted something, pre-recorded it, and then you were able to talk over it and pause it for the. Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Leave it to Ron to come up with the awesome idea, man.
That's why we do this.
Thank you. Man, that is really cool.
And my mom joined and says, "Hey, you miss your hugs and kisses. Love you." From my mom. She joined.
Well, we miss you too, and hopefully all this stuff will be over really soon. We'll have to all get together and have a
party,
a celebration, something. Gosh, guys.
We got to celebrate. We got a ton of stuff to celebrate. We got St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
We got Memorial Day. Memorial. I don't know. We got a lot of things to celebrate. Birthdays that have passed.
Yeah, we got stuff that needs celebrating. I want to mention really quick, and then let's go to the memes. This is the painting that I'm going to work on tonight, and I started this a long time ago. I don't know if you guys have been watching these streams, you might remember this. You might think, that looks familiar. I started it on here. Haven't been that happy with it. Like I love it, but it's been missing something. So I started adding hair over the guitar. Like I made all these changes. I'm gonna do these, but I'm gonna right now all the hair that's going over the guitar is it's all the same size. So it's not realistic. So what I thought I would do tonight is I'm actually going to go in and make it a little bit thicker and stuff. So while we're chatting, while we're doing stuff, I'm going to start working on that. But I want to show you. Oh, sorry, I'm leaning away from the mic. We're talking about audio and visuals, and I'm leaning away. So, I just hit the camera above me. Anyway,
You're a mess
sorry,
over
guys.
there.
I know. I knew it would be that way. Like the first night that we talk about being professional and stuff, like making good video or whatever.
The crowd should know better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anybody that's watched this, they don't expect too much from us, and that's nice. But I wanted to show this. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to say something, sweetheart?
No, go ahead.
Oh, just wanted to show this. I was working on this later, and I'm calling it done right now. Like I even signed it. Anyway, but I signed it like maybe 40 minutes before we started the stream. So I've been working on it, and I'm happy with it right now. Of course, if it stays in the studio, I might keep working on it. But But so when it first started, it was black and white. Of course, when I did the sketch right before the show, then I added that, and then I added this bird up here, changed his wing. I don't know. I've done some changes, but that's the way it's looking right now.
You know, and John says this stuff is done, but if it sits in the studio long enough, he'll put different dabs of stuff on it.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Isn't that the truth? Well, hey, do you want to go to the memes?
Well, hold on one second. Let me do comments really fast. So Christy said, "Oh, thank you guys. I love your description." She's laughing at you. She just writes, "Haha, John." So I'm sure she's laughing at you. I would love to see a time lapse of one of your creations. Yeah. So yes, we used to post like a lot of those fast videos, and we I
need to do more. The reason I stopped doing so many of those is because it's just the setup and doing it and all that. It just makes the drawing so much longer.
Yeah.
And drawing, like I can draw, but it's a process. Like I have to really focus. And then when I'm stopping and doing the camera thing and trying to get it right, and not a lot of time in me just dead space of me just sitting there going, what am I doing? It's
like, you can edit that out. Yeah, I mean, when John does...
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know, like on the video, like I'm not sure unless I say, I don't know what I'm doing for a while, you know? And then,
well, you could have me come in and look at the screen and be like, you haven't touched the painting.
Yeah, see, but that should need more time.
I know.
And that's why, like, I can do it.
Yeah.
It's just that it takes a lot more time in editing and stuff than something you don't have to edit.
We should do something where I take over some of that editing, because... So I mean, yeah. They get a lot. The fast videos.
It's like you know, that's brilliant. That's a way that I got out of having to do laundry. Is that I did one load and everything turned out kind of pink.
Yes, that's how you got out of laundry.
And Jackie was like, yeah, why don't you not do this anymore? And I was like, okay.
See, that just means that you're not allowed to gripe when your shirts slowly shrink because I forget to pull them out of the wash and accidentally dry them. So.
No.
Well, anyway, so
memes?
Yes. No. Wait. Okay, and then Karen Teeter said there is a local Portland artist that has put a small series of technique style videos that are pretty cool. They are called Ace Bob Ross, Catherine Ace Bob Ross on Facebook. Oh, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Man.
Yeah, that's I mean, hey, that'd be cool to do. You should get on it, babe. Get on it. And then David McNeil has joined us and says, I was hoping we could just skip St. Patrick's Day this year. And that, we can't do that.
We can't do that. We were married on St. Patty's Day.
Yes, in true Irish green fashion.
And red, white, and blue. If I ever bleed, it's really ugly. It's red, white, and blue, and green.
And green. Well, and Karen Teeter said to add her videos her videos are very short and only focus on one thing at a time. So that's really beneficial.
Yeah.
If you're trying to really learn a certain technique. So, anyway, okay. Sorry. Memes. Okay, let me.
And I should mention the show we have on the web, we call it the Drastic Art Measures show. So it's the damn show. But let's meme it.
Let's meme it. Okay, so this one says, my coworkers and me ready for another day of Zoom meetings. And it's just them in like suits and ties up top and then shorty shorts on the bottom. It's just
really? That's nice. That sounds like that cook we were talking about on that show where he was all dressed up and then he just had the short. That's funny.
I know. It's like that reporter that got caught this week.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. Oh, and so this one actually I thought was funny. This is Frodo, and it says, and he's like looking up at, I forget the wizard's name or whatever.
Gandalf?
Yes. And it says, when someone in your house comes back from getting the groceries, and it's Frodo looking up, and it's like, what news of the outside world? Tell me everything.
That sounds like me whenever you go to the store, and I was like,
I know. What was it? Was it yesterday morning we were eating breakfast and oh no, it was lunch, and I came home from something and you were like, how was it out there? And I was like, oh, that's so funny.
I never go to the store anyway much because I'm not allowed, because I want to look at everything, and so I just slow everything way down.
I mean,
which is understandable. I mean, like, for you, going to the store is a chore. For me, it's an adventure.
An adventure. No.
What is this? What is this over there? What is that? What is this odd shape?
Yes, and it is the equivalent of taking a 3-year-old. I'll be honest. It is.
Well, so I haven't been to a store in a long time, so I'm kind of looking forward to the next time I go, because I hear tales of sneeze guards and
Yeah,
empty aisles.
it's a
and
bit
different
odd.
things.
It's a bit odd. So the next one, it's a bunch of Star Trek red shirt officers waiting for the turbo lift, and at the top it says the first wave of people waiting to go back to social gatherings.
Red shirts. Oh, great. You know what happens to the red shirts in Star
know
Trek?
what happens to the red shirts.
It never ends well. That's funny.
So
Well, that's awesome.
And then, let me see. Oh, Mindy Durham Keen has joined us and says, hello, just got done ordering our paintings. Excited to receive them.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you. That means so much. Oh, my goodness. Well, I want to paint, but you know, a big part of what we're doing tonight, though, is me talking.
Talking about equipment?
Yeah, equipment and stuff. So I don't know. Like, I may not get much.
You can talk and paint at the same time. You do it all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I try.
Well, while you get set up over there, we had a series of firsts today.
Did we?
Yeah. Well, I did.
Oh, you know what? This might work. Sorry, I just figured out a way to put my canvas up. I mean, my palette up higher.
Hey.
Because every time I moved, I would hit it. I'm sorry. So what happened?
We had. It's the first time we've had fast food in about 2 months.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ring the bell.
Yeah, we finally went to Taco Bell today because Jack has been jonesing for a month and a half at least, and I'm hearing about it every day now. So today he finished up school early, not having school tomorrow, so rewarded him with Taco Bell. So first time we had fast food in a while.
Taco Bell is his jam. Yeah, we haven't had it in
it's ridiculous.
Almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then today was the first time I have ever used a weed eater.
Oh.
Which
really, it's our very first time, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how these things work, and I was a little taken back because it well, you know, I guess there's a reason why you have a big not a chainsaw, but the bush cutter thing. But the weed eater doesn't take out.
Oh, well.
What I was hoping.
Yeah, well, the weed eater that I got to is electric one.
Yeah.
But it's not like the heavy gas power. Like I don't know. When I used to weed eat, would have the big gas power because you would have to go out past electric and stuff, and those would take out more. But
yeah.
I also thought that Jack might be end up using it. And I didn't know about Jack having a really high powered, we're in a backpack.
Well, and you got to be careful, that, because I know when I'm getting in there and you get kind of tired and you're like, oh gosh, whatever, and you'll turn it off, you let up on the button, and then you just kind of you
don't do that.
Well, I mean,
that's why I was saying that you probably want to wear jeans. If you have jeans on, it doesn't.
Well,
I don't wind down.
I didn't catch my ankle or anything, but I got every once in a while I was like, oh man, you got to really let this thing stop spinning before you just pull it to the side or whatever.
Well, the first thing and the last thing you do whenever you weed eat is count your toes. So you want to come up with the exact same number.
Nice.
An approximate number isn't good enough. you want to have the same. That's what I've learned. I've lost a paintbrush. One sec.
Oh, and so
I found a paintbrush.
I wanted to tell you I finished the Last Best Hope book last night, which was your recommendation.
Was it?
Well, sort of. You were on that shtick of watching a bunch.
Sounds like something I would say.
You were on a shtick of watching a bunch of YouTube videos of these people that nitpick and pull apart every single sci-fi thing.
Doesn't sound like me. I don't know. Watching science fiction videos.
And you were like, you said that the guy recommended anybody that was a hardcore Picard or Star Trek fan, in order to appreciate the show Picard more, to read The Last Best Hope. And so I got on the waiting list at the library because it's like a brand new book, and just finished it last night. So it was. That's awesome. Good. It was pretty good. It wasn't like, because everybody knows how it turns out. Hence, Picard comes afterwards. This is basically the prelude or whatever to it. But if you're a fan of Picard and you want
and Picard, but you mean the show?
The
Picard.
show Picard.
Yeah, not just the character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of the show Picard and you want a deeper understanding of the characters, then this is more ideal because, it just, there was no resolution at the end of this because obviously it's tragic. Everything. It's the reason why Picard, the show, was created.
Oh, and spoilers.
I mean, if they haven't watched it by now, then they got problems.
Yeah.
So you need to have priorities, and Star Trek needs to be at the top of it. But anyway, the only thing that was disappointing about the book was that it didn't address the 2 Romulans that live with Picard.
Oh, really?
Not at all. Like, didn't even.
That must have been a later addition to the show.
It must be.
Huh?
They must have come to him at a later date. But I was really, because they're a mystery in the show quite a bit. I believe they're a married couple and they're living with him and they kind of help him or watch over him. And I got the feeling that they were escaping something.
You know what that means? Sequel.
Yeah. Well.
To the book.
So.
But you liked it. You enjoyed it.
It was good. It was good. And I don't finish a lot of books, so.
Do you give it 2 thumbs up?
Yeah.
Do you give it a Vulcan salute?
I would give it a Vulcan salute.
Awesome.
I will say though that I don't read a lot of Star Trek fan fiction, so I don't know what to compare it with. But
yeah,
I wanted to understand that show better, and some of the characters on the show, you're kind of, it takes a bit to warm up to them. But then after reading the book, it's like, oh, okay, that's why Raffi is so jaded and crazy in the show. I get it now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's fun. That's one of the things I heard about Star Trek, and then about Star Wars as well. Is Star Wars? I know a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, and some people haven't seen it. But the Star Wars universe is actually huge, and people don't realize that the canon for Star Wars, it's the movies, but it's also, there's video games, there's other games, there's comic books, there's books that they've written for decades, and they're canon. Like, it's like, some of the movies can suck, but then the universe that it's in is huge, and some of that stuff's really interesting.
That is an interesting point. That the Star Wars, everything in Star Wars is canon.
Well, not everything. There's a huge amount that isn't.
Yeah.
But there's some that is.
Well, but as opposed to Star Trek.
Right, where it's only the movies.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So and the TV shows.
That's interesting. Because, like, when we watch videos, they would pull from the video games, and it's like, man, unless you are a hardcore video gamer and Star Wars fan, you might not have played that game. But,
yeah.
Sean Keen has joined us and says, "What's up?"
Oh, hey. Oh, crap.
Mindy and I just bought several prints, so everyone else needs to join.
Thank you so much, Sean. Yeah, I saw that order. I think we're going to email to make sure that we.
Yeah, that everything's good.
Yeah. To make sure that everything's good with it and all that.
Yeah.
So expect an email from us.
Yeah. So what are you doing? I know that you wanted to adjust some of the hair on that painting. What exactly are you doing? And be sure and give a good description for the crowd.
Oh, well. Imagine the most glorious hair you've ever seen. Imagine hair. Then go beyond hair.
Wild hair.
Wildness. And the camera on this, it's the painting's actually bigger than the camera, so it goes off the top and the bottom. It's a 4 foot by 4 foot canvas, and along the left hand side there's a what do you call it?
Profile?
Profile. Thank you. Whoa. Yeah, gosh, did you see that? Did that jump up?
You are a mess over there.
Well, I stuck my palette underneath it to keep it. Anyway. Professionalism. Anyway. There's a profile on the left. I'm going to set this place on.
A series of bloopers.
Yeah, in a second, there's going to be like a fire starting in the corner then for no reason. There's a profile of a lady's face on the left, and there's hair that's going across her face a little bit, but mostly behind it, and then down underneath. And her face goes down to about halfway down the painting. So her face is about 2 feet tall. On the right-hand side of the painting, there's a close-up of a guitar, and it's split in about half. So about half the guitar is going off the painting, half of it is on. And it's mostly just the body of the guitar. So the neck of it is going off the very top. But from the very top of the guitar, like the actual body, there's probably only about 4 or 5 inches that are So it isn't like the entire guitar from the whole neck and all that. It's mostly the body. So with her, you just see her face. You don't see her body. With the guitar, you just see the body.
Yeah.
which is weird. But and her hair is multicolored. It's whenever I hear music, I see color. And I know Sean and I we were talking about synesthesia, I think, on the last stream.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm using that. So it's all these crazy colors, and I would describe the colors, but just think of every color, and you would probably have that because it's pinks and blues and purples and greens and yellows, and and it's going in a riot across the canvas. And then what I'm doing right now is most of this color is going behind the guitar body. I had a little bit that was going in front of it, but all of the hair that I had going in front of the body was all the same size. I was using the same size brush, and I wanted to go in and add some bigger, thicker strands.
So what would you say that this painting, song-wise, what does it make you think of?
You know, that's a good question. Gosh, I wish you hadn't asked that. Because
somebody was bound to do it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna ask.
Well, Barbara Brands joined us while you think about that.
Oh, hey, Barbara.
Yo, I finally got here. I was trying for a while. She lost her comments field for a bit, so
oh no,
she's got it figured out.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Welcome.
It's really a playlist, and right now I can't think of the playlist because I was listening to another playlist for a different song. I mean, a different painting. Sorry, that I was working on.
Yeah.
And I can share it, but I can't think of the title of the playlist right now. But
it's not like Summer Backyard or Studio.
No. It was a mix of jazz and different things, but it wasn't like the normal. And I hate, and that's one thing I hate to mention and say like jazz because you think like of stuffy old men and I don't know, like in a parlor somewhere listening to like old jazz records, but it's like vibrant, like And it's not like the mad jazz where it's all like everybody's like I'm losing my mind, but like New Orleans type jazz and jazz that it's got soul to it and body. So, but I'll have to share some playlists I've been listening to.
We'll include it once you figure it out. We'll include it in the link on the YouTube.
Yeah, I have it on
connection.
my thing.
Yeah,
and my Spotify. I can't think what it's called, but it's all these different bands and anyway, it's really good, but it's nice because it's and there was one mix, so it was what is the name of that song? But it was the Squirrel Nut Zippers, but it's along with jazz, and but I can't think of the name of it. I'll have to share it. But yeah, it was actually I went off on a tangent because there was a Squirrel Nut Zipper song, and I went to Song Radio.
Squirrel.
And then squirrel, and then that's what led to this mix. That's kind of led to this. So anyway, I'll have to share it. Yeah, it's like Le Grip or Le Grip.
I have no idea.
I went to Le Grip Song Radio. I think it's a new song they just put out in 2020.
Interesting.
Oh, it's good.
John and I listen to very different things, I will say. So I have no idea what you're talking about. I know Squirrel Nut Zippers because of the big hit that was played all over the radio, but I listen to a lot of K-Flay and
yeah, I've been listening to a lot.
K-Flay radio is fantastic.
I've been listening to a lot of Lizzo.
Lizzo
from Jackie.
What?
I've listened to her album about 40 times.
Oh,
I love Lizzo.
I mean, there is not a bad song, a single. It's rare when
Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?
It's rare when you come across an artist that
she's good.
You enjoy every single song on the album. I have a million CDs where it's like, I like 4 of them, and then you fast forward or whatever.
I know, but I love her. I listen to lots. Like I'll listen to EDM. I listen to trap. I listen to a lot of stuff. For this painting, it was that jazz stuff. That's one reason I've been listening to a lot of that. And it seems like a very spring, almost summery kind of sound. Like I just love. But Lizzo too. She has a range. Like if you just heard her top songs like on the radio.
Yeah.
I think you're missing a lot of her range. Like she actually gets kind of playful. She does some covers of like she does a Staying Alive cover, which is really good.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's just fun. Like it's not so serious. Although it's just
her music is just fantastic. And K-Flay is another one of those where it's like every single song on the album. Now that's not kid friendly. That album is not at all. But I mean, every single song is great, and she's not super well known. So, she's got a big giant following, but she's not Lizzo well known. So, if you go to one of her shows, which I haven't yet, but I follow her fan club. It's like a intimate sort of situation, like imagine trees in Dallas or something. So, I would
So funny, it isn't kid friendly, but you'll blast it in the backyard. Like I'm a big fan of sound, so I have speakers everywhere. We have speakers in the backyard, and Jackie's out there, F this and F that, and blah, blah, blah. And you hear children bouncing on a bounce house or something in the yard over. I'm like, whoa.
Well, I mean, you know.
I mean,
I don't know.
You got it. You know what? You're living your best life.
I just think my level of caring is different for different things.
Yeah, we've got an 8-foot fence. If the sound just happens to want to go over that, what can you do?
What can you do? Yeah, I will like when we set up at festivals, and that's funny because Jack even mentioned that when we set up at festivals, you know, there's nobody on the street but fellow artists and people that are mildly frustrated, and so I want to, while we're setting up the tent, I want to play some music, and it may have an F-bomb or two, and I don't care. It's just the artist. But when it's festival time, we play vastly different music. You know, it's totally like chill and it's kid friendly or whatever. But even setting up the tent, Jack's like, "You have to listen to this."
Yeah.
Whatever, kid.
I
don't care.
I've said that too, because like, you know, sometimes like, I don't know.
Oh, people. Okay. So Sean said, thanks, John. We love your broadcast. It's bad. Me and Mindy are in the same room, but on 2 different devices.
Awesome.
Oh, and he said,
you know what that means? 2 views. Thank you.
Oh, hey.
We don't really count views.
That helps us tremendously.
But I just went through my head. That's why I'm like, yes.
Well, and
open all your devices.
Yes,
I don't know if that's the way it works or not. I have no idea.
Sure, let's do it.
I know the internet runs on some form of electricity, but other than that, I'm not sure how views and things.
Well,
work.
and Sean said, no hard rock? ?
Oh yeah.
I don't listen to. Well, okay.
Listen to a little bit. I don't know, like I went through so much hard rock for a while, you know, like listen to Tool, listen to, you know, I like it's awesome. But a lot of that, like for when I'm painting, like for certain paintings it's good, but for a lot of the paintings, like I need more of a melody kind of to make the painting work a little bit better.
Yeah.
But there's certain paintings where it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's the same with EDM. Like I love electronic, but that doesn't work for a lot of compositions because some EDM will, and some hard rock will too. But you know, like I don't know, with Metallica, is Metallica considered hard rock?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
It's like the stuff coming out of like Sweden, Norway. It's like you know, I don't know.
think. Well, that's like heavy metal.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like hard rock. It's just, I guess like her. She has a brother, and you have a couple of brothers that are all in Dennis, which is like
another brother.
Like a brother, and so you got all these brothers, and they're all into like this death metal kind of where it's just like screaming and it's operatic screaming and all this.
I don't get into it.
I've never been into that.
When we had like a mini family reunion and my brother came in from California and had the great idea that Ozfest was happening. Now, granted, he listens to heavier stuff, but Ozfest was happening in Dallas when he came to visit, and he was like, "We should all do that." And I was like,
"It was August, yeah."
Oh God, I was like, "It's not my bag, but I want to hang out with family, and I love a good party, so I'm down." And it was so hot. It was so hot. People were like laid out on the lawn. I think it was at like the Dr. Pepper place.
It was awesome. Like it was really cool. Like every band that you could imagine that did hard rock was there, and that was kind of cool.
Metallica, I think, was the final act, and before Metallica even went on, we were like,
or maybe Ozzy was, but Metallica was right before Ozzy or something.
I don't remember. But
I don't know. I don't remember either. I don't know if we had to leave in Metallica.
Yeah, because it was. I mean, it was a full
you had
day.
like you were dehydrated. Like you were having like a massive like migraine type headache.
Oh, it was hot. It was ridiculous.
So they were playing the opening tune to Inner Sandman, whatever, and Jackie was like, I cannot take this. You know, we're like, okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, luckily we were in all different cars. So
it was, you know, but we were all kind of ready.
Full day of heavy music and Texas sun. In
August.
It
was cool. It was like Korn. It was so many bands that we'd never even heard of. Like
that was the other thing is, you know, people started to go off and do their own thing, and it was like, I don't know who these people are. I don't honestly care. But so Christy said, commenting on my mild frustration of the festivals, she said mildly frustrated. Now that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'll say festival setup. Any of that is definitely like a test in patience.
Yeah.
You have to have them go in with a sort of. This is gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
We're gonna go slow. John and I pack sandwiches, and we usually take a break halfway through because it is a long.
Yeah, and we've learned to take a little lunch break during it. Like get everything unloaded from the truck or whatever, and then take a little break. It just I don't know. It's
I mean,
and we've learned how to make it better. I think. Like now it's usually not so bad because like if things are crazy, we'll just wait till most of the people are done or whatever, and we'll go in and do our thing. Or we'll get there early. Like we'll usually eat another day at the hotel and just get there, like try to be one of the first people there, even though we're not like morning people or anything, but but that way we can get there and just get set up and you're not like having to rush or anything.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in the heat, and I have big issues with driving through. It's like chaos when you're driving through a festival and you have a giant truck or a trailer. That's even worse, which we have a trailer. We used to drive with a trailer, and so the earlier you can get in with the less people, the better. And man, and
the quicker you get done. So if you do get there early, the quicker you get done, the more time you spend at the hotel bar.
Yeah, true that. So Sean says, what colors would Rush be?
Oh, I would have to listen.
Yeah, when was the last time you listened to Rush?
Yeah. To be honest, it's been a while.
Dennis's favorite band.
Yeah, because I know them and I know their songs. I just can't think of the songs right now.
I mean, if I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
exactly. Yeah. It's been a little while.
So we're already like at 8:42, and I don't think you've talked about any of the equipment we use.
No, I should. But here, let me talk about this really quick, and then we can talk about the equipment. So, voila! Here's what I've been working on, guys, and it's just about done. I was just adding some of the bigger strokes in because the last stream that I did, I wasn't that happy with the way it ended up, so I wanted to put hair over it, and I'm really liking it. Like I'm liking the thicker hair. And
I still think it needs resin.
Yeah, maybe.
I just like making your life difficult.
Resin might be nice. One thing I'm wondering about the resin is that it could be cool. It's gonna cause a lot of weight for it though, because it's 16 square feet for the painting. So I don't know, but whether or not I do resin, I'm pretty happy with the way the painting is going though. So.
Yeah, I really dig that. I really dig this one.
Thank you. Well, hey guys. So I promised to talk a little bit about the situation that we have going on in the studio, about what we use, and so for anybody, and so I need to put a thing on there saying like, oh, if you just want to hear the video stuff, skip to this minute.
Yeah.
Because we talk so much about all this other stuff. Sorry, we're our usual punctual, right to the point selves. But so if anybody is wanting to do video or to do audio, we just wanted to talk a little bit about what we're actually using here, and what you actually need, and maybe like some other items that you could get, and all this sort of stuff. So here, let me.
I do want to say, Karen Teeter said the guitar has really come alive with the greens, blues, and hints of red.
Oh, well, thank you, Karen. Oh, I appreciate that. That's so good to hear. That's so good to hear. I appreciate that. And I'll share that. We'll get a better picture of the painting too, and I'll share that on the socials and stuff. Whatever. Like if you're wanting to stream, if you're wanting to do that, usually the first thing I think that people think about is the video. You think I'm going to stream? I need to be able to capture that. But I've read many different articles and listened to videos and stuff. And one of the things they say you really need to get right is your sound, because people are way more forgiving of video because like they're used to blocky or chunky video every once in a while or stuff going off. But if the sound is terrible, it's generally they hate it. Like it's like nails on a chalkboard. So before I talk about that though,
what is this?
I made a motto today, and be professional enough to be successful, but relaxed enough to stay sane. So I don't know if anybody's ever said that before, but I thought that today.
Okay.
Okay, what I did was...
What is going on with Santa? Why is he got a
I went
cat?
into a free photo sharing thing where you can get photos for free and it's okay to use them.
Okay.
And I typed in stressed. And what came up was Santa. And I was using this one site, and I can't think of the name of the site, but they have really good descriptions of the photos.
Uh-huh.
And it said Santa smoking guitar, drinking bourbon.
Smoking a cigar, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that's a Santa I could get behind. I believe in this Santa. That's good.
I believe in this Santa.
And I don't know what it has to do with stress, but I thought...
Well, I mean, he probably just came off a really hard night's work.
I guess so.
It's probably December 25th.
I guess so. You know, one of the things, though, I was thinking is that with all this, you can go down a rabbit hole whenever you're trying to do video and audio, you know, and same with painting and stuff. I mean, you can really just keep trying to tweak it or trying to make things, and that's important to do, but you know, but you need to just pick something and go at some point, I think.
Well, I would agree. That's a huge thing I've heard is like people are so hung up on you know, is it professional enough, is it this, is it that, and they just never get around to actually making content.
Actually doing it's the most important thing, isn't it?
Especially because I know from us,
Mm-hmm.
it is like if you are wanting to build numbers, it's a content game at that point. You're not going to get, you could be super professional, but you just have like a few videos here and there. It doesn't, you have to have so much content, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
To get your numbers up.
That's true. Yeah, and we don't really worry about numbers. We just want to get enough people to have some fun.
I worry about numbers.
Like doing some workshops and things. Like, you know, I just want to do some stuff to mix it up a little bit, have some fun. But one of the first things that you have to think about is sound. This is actually the soundboard that we use. It's really small. But it works great for us. And if you've never used one of these before, don't be intimidated by all the little knobs and different things. There's some that are huge, that are much bigger, of course, but one this size can work great. You know, and this is really for two mics.
And what is this? A Behringer?
Yeah, it's a Behringer Xenix 802. Is the one.
And we'll have links to all of this.
Really?
In the YouTube description.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of our equipment they don't sell anymore. Or it's outdated because because some of our stuff is like 4 years old or 5 years old or something, and they've come out with new models.
You can find something comparable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is definitely something you can buy, and it's really good. So if you're running like two mics, what this does is that if you look at the top left-hand corner of it, there's like these two sockets, and that's really like the 1 and the 2 is mostly what you use on this. So if you're running mics, and so like the two inputs on the very top, it looks like two people that are kind of surprised. It's like a three. It's like a 3-pin thing, and that's it's an XLR connection, and it runs a powered mic. And a microphone, of course, is what you want. You can just use a mic that plugs right into your computer. The only problem with that is that the sound isn't that great if you get a little ways away from it. I mean, like, I don't know if you've noticed like the sound problems we've had on here, and we're using condenser mics. And that cuts out a lot of the problems. So if you're wanting like a better sound, something like this really helps, and it just solves a lot of headaches. And it's like about $80.
This thing, the Behringer.
Yeah. This one's...
Our mics are the thing that's out of date. Like they don't sell that anymore, right?
Right. And well, yeah, it's just that they like our mics are 4 or 5 years old, so now they're selling the new model of this.
Okay, I gotcha.
So you can still buy it. It's just different. You know, it's a different. Like if we gave you the model number, you went to Amazon, they're like, we don't make that anymore. You know, but here's 20 other mics that are like it. Yeah. You know, sort of thing. And speaking of that, here's another mic that's like it. And a nice thing about this, so this is the kind of mics that we use. It's a condenser mic. They have an XLR connection. The XLR is really nice because it gives a good audio quality, and you don't have to worry as much about interference and stuff. Now, something we're just learned, because if you've noticed in the past, we've had audio problems. And that's because I was using some XLR cable that was really designed for lighting, because we have all this lighting and stuff that we're using for shows. But you want to get XLR audio cable, and I like this listing on Amazon because it actually came with XLR cable.
Oh, nice.
And this mic was like $80, $90, which I know, like if you're thinking about a computer mic, you might think like $80, that's so expensive. But you also have to realize that getting a good condenser mic, you can spend $1,000, you can spend $2,000 on it.
Yeah.
So some of these, and you have to look at the reviews, but you can get a really good one for $80 or $90 that makes it sound so much better. So if you're doing like a tutorial, if you're doing a workshop, if you're calling in for work or whatever, you sound like you know what you're talking about. It's sort of. I mean, I know you guys are listening to me, so maybe I'm not the best spokesperson. And also, I don't know what brand this mic is, so I'm not plugging this particular brand. I'm not plugging it either. I just don't, I don't know what brand it is. I forget. I just looked on Amazon.
But it's what did you call it?
It's a condenser mic.
Condenser mic. Okay.
Yeah, and it's powered. So if you have a board like one of these, on the first 2 channels, it actually sends power to the mic.
Cool.
So it's called Phantom Power. I don't know why it's called Phantom. Maybe they're afraid of ghosts. I don't know. Okay, now the other thing where people can drop a lot of money, and you don't necessarily have to. I mean, there's certain applications where you have to spend a lot of money on cameras and stuff. But cameras are something where, I hear YouTubers and things, and they'll go over their equipment, and they're like, "Oh, we spent $1,500 on this camera." And I'm going like, "Oh gosh, that just gives me a headache." Like, do you have to spend $1,500 to be a professional? Thank goodness, no, you really don't. This is the type of cameras that we use. They don't make them anymore. But
they have a comparable version, right?
They do. Well, they might actually make this, but whenever we bought this was like $110.
Yeah.
And you can get a different version that's a little bit cheaper. But this was like 5 years ago. I went on Amazon today, and they were like $250 for this. And I don't know if it's because they're not making this, and there's just like a few, and then like somebody has them, and they're just selling them for a crazy amount. But you don't need to spend $250 on it either. What you're looking for is an HD 1080p camera. So something that will do 1080p. And that's important because a lot of the streaming services and things, they offer 1080p. Now, some of them, like for Instagram and whatnot, they're starting to limit it. Like they won't let you go below like 720. And all that's just changing. So if you get one that does at least 1080, then you're good. You don't have to worry about it. Some of these people that are spending $1,500, it's because they're getting these like cameras that they have reflexive lenses and all these sorts of things. They're really great for low light and all that. But if you're mostly like, if you're inside and you're pretty much shooting in the same conditions, you can save yourself about $1,400 and just get one of these kind of cameras. And we actually use 4 of these. And we didn't get them all at once. Like all of our equipment, we buy just a little here, a little there. We've been doing it over 5 years. So it's not like we went out and just dropped a big chunk of money. We bought like one camera, and then we bought like a microphone, and then we bought the soundboard at some point.
And the cool thing about this is it freed us up. Like for my family's Christmas, I don't necessarily Skype. We do a Google Hangout with the California version of my family. So we have been deemed the ones that have the camera because the quality is so great and you can put it anywhere. You're not attached to the webcam on your computer. So, this is actually a really great buy.
Yeah.
Just to have a little bit more freedom from the webcam on the top of your laptop or whatever.
Yeah, in the picture, like a lot of the YouTubers and stuff actually use this. Like some of the big names, it's sort of a secret in a way. I mean, because they are so really the picture they get. And this is a 1030e. They also make a 1020, which we have a couple of those, and and it's not quite as good. Like they say 1080p, but the nice thing about this is that it actually has a little circuit board in it, like a little mini computer that will already process some of the imaging, and I think that's why it's better. Sorry, my computer's talking to me. It makes it crisper, and one of the nice things about that too is if you get a little webcam that will already kind of process the image, is that it's less work for your computer. So if you're wanting to run a couple of high definition cameras, if you don't have a very big GPU in your computer, which is a graphic processor, it can overtax it really quickly. But since the camera is already doing some of the work, for us, we can run 4 of them on our computer, and our computer doesn't break a sweat. We have a computer that's kind of made for video though, but it just makes it so much better. So anyway.
What is this picture of you? What is this?
Well, I wanted to get the most handsome model I could find.
Oh, yeah.
So no, this is software called XSplit. So I took a screenshot of me using XSplit. And it's software, it lets you do all kinds of things. But what we actually run our streams and our videos, so what I record videos for, if I have to do a Zoom talk, if I talk on, what's the other thing?
Skype?
Skype, thank you. If I Skype, I can run it all through XSplit, so I can have different cameras, this or that. So if you're doing like a tutorial or something, you can run it through the software, and it makes it so easy to be able to go from different cameras or to be able to go to screens or have transitions or it seems like something that wouldn't be that important, but oh my goodness, there's a reason that most people that are doing streaming or tutorials on that use this. It just makes it so much better.
Do you remember how much it costs?
No.
I
do not. And
I want to say, because I'm the one that does our family budget, our business budget, I should say.
Well, both.
Yes.
You do both.
I want to say that it is a monthly service that you pay. Well, you pay monthly, or you can buy it for an annually, and I want to say it's like $100 annually.
Yeah,
it might. Like that.
It might be, or it might. I don't remember. I don't know if
it's not. It's not ridiculous. If you're really trying to put some effort into this, it's not a crazy.
Yeah,
buy.
I want to say it was about like having a Netflix account or something. Yeah. So, which it is a bill you have to pay every month. But on the other hand, if you're doing it for work or you're doing it for stuff, I mean, it's like a Netflix, but it makes your stuff so much better and so much easier. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it gives you some really cool features. You can. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of easier, this is something we use with it. This is called a Stream Deck. Here, I'm gonna show you ours. Oh crap.
As it breaks.
Yeah, here's ours in 4 pieces. So what a Stream Deck is, it's a controller for your media and stuff. So it'll work with XSplitter and different things. And what it does is it lets you go from different streams. Like we have a brandlet.com up in the right hand corner. If I want to take it away, I just hit the button. It goes away. And like Jackie, hush. See, up she went.
You.
Oh no, I couldn't make her hush, but I could make her go away. So it's just really easy. And for me, this is nice. So like on ours, I don't know if you can see, but there's little pictures. So you can actually change all the icons on the screen.
And I will say you are mildly obsessed with this. Like you change the icons all.
Oh, I do.
the time.
I do that. I try to keep them consistent. That way, if you ever need to use it, you understand this because they're little buttons. But what I do for me is I have patterns. So there's a little pattern. Let's say if we were going to end the show, let's have another little pattern. So it's not just the 15 buttons that you see on the screen. There's folders and stuff. So like some of the buttons can be folders. That'll take you to a whole nother screen. So what I do is I have multiple different screens, and each screen has a pattern. So I know my camera is right there. Like I know like for the little turn off thing, I go over to boop, and I can turn the brandlet.com off. I can turn it back on. The center screen is usually, the center button is usually a really important button for me. So for me, I just keep that. And then I try to keep the, I make icons and stuff. I have fun. Like, cause on this Stream Deck, they have a whole web page full of icons. So if you want this or that, so you say, oh, okay. So like for Jackie, I have like a little smiley face with a little bow on her and,
Well, it's funny because we John likes to do these videos, and then he'll right after we finish one video, he'll move on to how can we improve it? What can we add? What can we do this? And we're going to do this a little different. And so the Stream Deck did become kind of a situation where like the icons changed every other show. And I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've been the same for a long time now.
Well,
I mean, especially now that I'm using it.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. So I have lots of icons on now that don't have any pictures anymore.
Yeah.
I just know where they are.
That's cool. And you work in the Stream Deck. It's fantastic. It's great. I prefer that. But I do want to ask, like, as a visually impaired person, how do you manage all this? Like, I know, but tell the crowd.
Well, I use screen readers. So like for the computers now, if you're visually impaired, like if you know on your iPhone or if your Android phone, there's a talk back function where it'll talk to you. There's apps that make that even better. On computers, there's really robust software out there that will describe everything to you. Like it's just really, really great. Like, and it isn't 100% perfect, but you know what is? But it's always getting better. But it lets you do anything on a computer. And a lot of times I've noticed that people with visual impairments can actually use the computers quicker than people without them, because on some occasions. So there's software that lets me do this, and that's why I've always got a Bluetooth in my ear or a headphones, because I'll use that for a lot of things. But for this, one of the great things though about this is that if I'm using the XSplitter, and just take a look at that handsome guy, doesn't that just make you want to stream?
Adorable.
I'm just telling you.
Adorable.
So the Stream Deck thing, I don't have to worry about all that. Like I don't have to go over there and try to listen to JAWS or the NVDA or any of the screen readers. To go to a different scene or to go to a different thing or to turn a mic off or to do this or that. I just have it on a button. So I just hit the button and the button can do all kinds of things for me. So it just makes it really, really easy for me. So I love that.
Ken joined us and he said,
hey, Ken.
Good info, amazing.
Oh, thank you, Ken.
And Barb Dorrington said, I understand that equipment a little bit more, but I still feel like you're talking Greek.
Oh, I know what you mean. And honestly, like if you wanted to start streaming, all you need is a camera on your laptop and the mic there. But if you just wanted to take it to the next level, what I would really recommend somebody doing is getting a good webcam, like a 1080p webcam. Like the ones that we showed you, there's a bunch more. You go on Amazon, and there's all kinds of price points, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to get something that's really good.
And I will say she's not shy to posting on during this quarantine. Her social media posts have been quite funny. So,
that's awesome.
Hilarious.
That's awesome.
Barbara Brands said, "Can you quote unquote look at a photograph? Does it describe it to you?"
It doesn't. Well. It depends on the software. It depends on the website. There's some websites that are a little bit better about that than others. Like I got the Santa smoking a cigar, drinking the bourbon off. I can't think of the website name right now, but it was really good with descriptions. And I was looking at a few other websites, but the descriptions weren't very good. And for me, like because it was better for me to use that one website because they went to the trouble of doing that. So I started looking there, and I can't think of what it's called. I wish I could give them props, but I cannot think of what it's called.
We can add the description later.
Yeah.
Like the link to it.
Yeah, but it was like, I don't know. I don't even want to say because I'll probably name the one that it wasn't. So there is some apps for your phones and things where you have your phone up the camera, and it'll say, oh, there's a boy and all this. And all that's kind of developing. It's getting better and better. On my computer, I have some in my phone. I have some software that'll reduce a photograph to lines, and then you can touch it. It'll turn it into a tactile device, so you can actually touch. It'll turn the photo into like a tactile sort of thing where you can feel it, and it can turn it into sound. So that's all kind of cool.
Very cool.
This is probably the next thing that I want to get one of these days.
What? Oh, wait.
It's actually meant to hold a microphone. It's a microphone stand. Okay. So here let me show you guys. So behind me, back there. I don't know. Am I in front of it? Like you see a bag hanging?
Oh yeah. Now you scooted back.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Okay. So back there's this whole tripod thing that's going down, and it's a tripod for a speaker, and then it's hooked to a mic stand, hooked to another mic stand, hooked to a thing. But that's actually holding a camera that's right up here. That's the camera for the thing here. Like I'll shake it. So that's actually right up here, and it's holding the camera down there. So one of these days, like if I was ever needing like an upgrade or something, I'd probably get one of these because it actually rolls.
Yeah.
And it's meant to hold something like this is holding on. It's worked, but it's holding on by a prayer because it's like one little nut that's on there.
Yeah.
And it's got all this stuff, and it's holding on this one little nut, and I'm just like but it works.
And you've got it weighted on the other side so it doesn't fall over. It's a bit jankety.
It is, but it's all stuff like this works. So this other thing is nice because it rolls and stuff, but it's meant for a mic. But these little webcams, you can hold it easy peasy.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the things. The reason I showed this is because you're always adding to the stuff that you're thinking about, the stuff that you like. You're always adding. Oh crap! I just hit the mic. Sorry guys. You're always adding to this. Like it's an ever growing sort of thing. So Probably what we're going to buy is another XLR cable for Jackie. That's like about $12.
Getting fancy.
Yeah, because the one that's hooked to her mic right now isn't for audio. So you're always trying to make it better. But honestly, for under $200, you could come up with a really professional sound and a really professional camera. And you don't even have to spend that much. But like,
well, Gina joined us and says the technology you use is impressive.
Oh, thank you, Gina. And I wanted to mention this stuff, guys, because, you know, like, I mean, you can get a webcam if you don't have a really good one. It's not 1080p, something you can move around. You get the microphone, the XSplit software. You know, it's like I think the cost for about Netflix, and it's some of the best software that's out there for this sort of stuff. Other things are a little more pricey, like the Stream Deck. Now it's like 150. When we bought it, it was 100 or under 100, I want to say. But and they make them that are bigger, like they're like 250, and they're like all these buttons and crazy. But I could not remember a pattern on that. So, you know, so this is my speed. you know, and it's kind of like back to the whole Santa Claus thing. You know, like you want to be professional enough to be successful with it, to be able to do what you want to do, but you also want to be relaxed enough to be happy and not go crazy. So
yeah, I think, and really, I think the big secret. I mean, you want to be able to produce it all, but I think it's just doing it, period.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to just. I mean, we're preaching this all the time to Jack because he's like, I want to have my own YouTube channel and this and that, and it's like, you know, but he's like, oh, I'm gonna wait till the summer when I have more time. I'm like, you're 12.
Yeah,
and just start doing it.
Exactly. That's the main thing, guys. Anyway, I just wanted to share this because I get this question quite a bit though. Like, you know, how do you do it? How do you do this? And so this is the equipment we use. We have other equipment like Jackie has cameras. They're, you know, amazing and they're incredible. But we don't use those because these are super easy. You just, you know, you turn on the computer, you turn on the XSplit, boop, 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 you're there. Hey, you know, welcome to the Bird Show, guys. You know, so it just makes it easy. And that's the main thing. If it's a headache, this kind of stuff, it works with Zoom. It works with, you know, all that fun stuff, the Skype and all that, which is kind of nice because, like, if you're talking to, like, I do a lot of Skype things and for schools and stuff where I'll go in and I'm talking to the classroom. And it's nice having it go through the XSplitter because if I want to show them easel, if I want to show something across the room, I can have it set up for them, have different cameras, and then you know, and be able to show all that. Which it just occurred to me. Is Eagle down there?
No, just Chip.
Oh, it's the Chip cam. Welcome to the Chip cam.
The possum murderer.
Oh yeah. Apparently we had a possum trying to make its home in our neighborhood. But guys, I guess we should probably end it here pretty quick. It's been like an hour. Oh, but I want to mention Monday is May the 4th. So if you have nerd blood coursing through your veins, you may know that May the 4th be with you. So May the 4th, we're gonna have a Star Wars, the Art of Star Wars show.
We'll do the Art of Star Wars, and then Thursday we already know we're gonna do a deep dive into sort of how you paint and being non-visual, and
Getting
then
deep.
We're going to probably do something where I'm blindfolded and I paint like our workshops.
Yeah.
So I'll
it's gonna be fun.
myself twice over.
Oh yeah, guys. So I want to encourage anybody that's listening, if you have friends that are visually impaired or anybody, or, you know, that might be interested in something like that, or somebody who might be in danger of losing their eyesight or something, Thursday is going to be a really optimistic, happy sort of message, and we're going to talk about how to use like different skills to be able to paint and create and to do different things. So,
well, Mindy asked really fast, did you finish the hummingbirds? Please tell us what the end result looks like.
I did. I showed it earlier. Here, let me show it again for you.
You'll need to give a description on that.
I do or don't?
Describe it.
Oh, okay, cool. I can definitely do that. All right, so this is where I am now, and I signed it. I'm not sure about this bird up here, though. I don't know. Kind of feel like it's got like a mallard. So I painted a bird up on the top left-hand corner. It was something that I added in. And I'm kind of feeling like a mallard because I use this metallic sort of green.
It does look like it, yes.
But hummingbirds are kind of like mallards, but in miniature.
The top one?
Yeah, well, on my left.
Yeah.
So like it's up in the top left corner of it. I have another hummingbird that's directly below it towards the bottom left-hand corner. That's sort of hovering in air. It's sort of like doing a braking sort of maneuver. Over on the right-hand side, about middle way up, going to the top third, is a bigger hummingbird. It's the biggest one of the bunch. Going down amongst all the birds. I'm sorry, I'm moving this canvas all over the place. I'm probably giving everybody like motion sickness. It just occurred to me. But there's drips and stuff going down in front of the birds and behind the birds, and they're all kinds of colors. Let me see if I can remember going from left to right. It's like a dark blue and a cerulean blue with a light purple and a darker purple. There was a green and a yellow here, but I changed it to more of a fluorescent red. And then over, like going a little bit further over, there's some more purple, the blue. There's red and yellows. There's orange and purple and pinks and then green and pink and blue. It's just all the colors you can think of. It's up there. So it's like a rainbow that's dripping down.
Lots of colors.
Yeah, and so I might work on a little bit more, do a little bit more shading and highlights and things. But I've really been enjoying working on that painting, and so I haven't been rushing too much through it. Yeah. And then this painting behind, I was working on tonight with a large strands of hair that are coming in front of the guitar, and then to go with the thinner, and then all the different colors. So I hope you guys didn't mind me talking about something a little bit different than painting tonight. We just had so many people ask about like streaming, and I happen to think, so many people that are trying to do that and trying to cast from their houses and be able to talk to work. And people just ask questions. Well, how do you make the videos? How does that work and all that? So we just wanted to share that with you. I'm excited about next Monday because May the 4th, that's going to be fun. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but it's going to be a fun one. I'm definitely going to be painting live, so I'll promise I'll be painting on that one a lot more than I did this one.
And these paintings will be done, and we'll have an image of them. We'll definitely show it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll color correct it because the lighting here is a bit yellow, but so we'll have all that. That'll be good.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's sort of a yellow lighting I have over here, and then on Thursday will be the I'm going to get down to the very nitty gritty of painting without vision. About how I started, a lot of different ways to do it, and all kinds of stuff. And so I think that'll be fun.
Well, Mindy says love it.
Oh, thank you, Mindy. Thanks so much, guys, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with us, for hanging out in our studio and talking about making videos and audio on the videos.
Yeah, if you guys have any other questions or anything, or a topic for another show, we only have so many sci-fi genres that we can do shows about. So give us info; we would appreciate it.
We'll do a Space Odyssey one day. How about that? Spaceballs, that's more of our speed. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you Monday, if not before.